Good evening and welcome to tonight's webinar. My name is Pete Stolzers. I'm the founder of One Option. For recording purposes, I'd like to state that it is Wednesday evening, February 18th. This is going to be a very short webinar by normal standards, half an hour tops. Let's start with market analysis. The idea is for me to show you some trades tonight. Those of you watching and recording, go back and look at the trades I highlight tonight, and I'm sure you'll be impressed enough to sign on with us. The system has been excellent. We've been catching so many trades left and right. I'm going to show you some great trade signals. I'm going to tell you about some special offers. I hope to have you sign up. Here's the SPY. First, we'll do a little market analysis. We've got a lot of choppy action. In fact, probably some of the heaviest selling that we've seen in the last 2 years. This is not what we've seen normally. We've been in this range between SPY 208 and 198, and now we've broken out. I'd like to see some continuation here. We've got option expiration, and typically option expirations have been bullish. September, October, November, December all saw big rallies. I would expect to see us push higher this week. Not seeing a whole lot of conviction. Here is one of the problems. Notice that deteriorating volume. That tells me that there's not a lot of conviction behind this move. Asset managers are not real excited about buying stock up at the all-time high, especially when we've seen waves of profit taking this year. This is a very nice bounce. You'll see that the system did get us long SPY. It's been a great trade. That, for an at-the-money front month call, you're looking at least a 200% gain on that trade right there. So I believe that we're going to see some continuation over the course of the next few days. What scares me is that next week China will no longer be on holiday and they will release their flash PMIs on Wednesday. I think they'll be weak, could weigh on the market. Greece, who knows? That rhetoric has not toned down at all. I think that the EU comes to terms for the next 6 months so that they can shore up their banks and tell the banks behind closed doors, you better write down all of your Greek debt and be ready for the storm that's coming. That will give them enough time. 6 months from now, with what Greece has been saying, I don't see them being part of the Euro, the EU. And they don't seem to care right now. So that could be a problem that festers throughout the course of the year. So let's take a look at some individual trades, and then I'm going to show you some products. So all I'm going to do is first I'm going to go through my system, and the screen that you see here is my trading platform. And let me tell you, it is full featured. This is the best $1 a day. It's actually less than $1 a day that you can spend. Click on a symbol, and then you can go through and take a look at the earnings, the reaction to earnings announcements the last 4 quarters, revenue and earnings growth, the stock fundamentals, stock expert ratings. I've got a max pain indicator that shows you the distribution for all of the open interest on calls and puts. You can see the open interest for calls and puts. There's the calls, there's the puts. You can go in and do option pricing. This is all end of day analysis, and see all of the Greeks that are listed. This is all, there's your option implied volatility. There's your historical volatility, the underlying stock. Option statistics. It's got everything. It's $60 a quarter. It's the best deal on the street. I've intentionally kept it as cheap as I possibly can. If you knew what all this data costs me, you'd be shocked that I even offer it for this price. But I do need the data for all of my other analysis, and I want to keep this cheap. I want to have as many people on the platform as I can. I've been posting day trading comments throughout the day, every day for probably the last 2 weeks or so, and those day trades have been phenomenal. Just one day trade pay for an entire year's subscription. So anyway, really, really powerful tool. I'm going to show you some scans. There are some basic scans that come with the platform, and we've got earnings, so you can see who will be announcing earnings after the close or before the open the next day, bullish and bearish. You can see companies that have announced earnings and the stocks are moving. If they're up, you'll find them in the bullish column. So we know that Fluor announced earnings. A B means before the open, and A would mean after the close. So nice little bounce in that stock, by the way. I don't see anything technically that attracts me to it, but nice search. You've also got pre-open gainers. Very powerful. You can see what's moving before the market even opens. It starts updating at 7:30 Central Time. The gainers, gap up, 5-day high. These are all free searches. They're included with the platform. Now you do have to pay to get these searches right here. The candlesticks, reversals, continuations. These are all very special searches. There are about 80 of them in total. I'm going to go to my continuation trades, and I'm going to hit BDCC breakout, and I'm going to show you a trade that I like. So get your pencil ready. What I did was I went into the search. Netflix we'll take a look at a little bit later. I like Netflix. It's in one of our systems, and I'll show it to you again. Right there, we've got a breakout at 455. Okay, stock's at 470. I like selling the 455, 450 put credit spread. Why? Because the options are expensive and I don't exactly want to be buying calls, although you certainly could. System's done great on Netflix. We're up 41% versus 9% for buy and hold. And mind you, we don't hold over earnings announcements, so we didn't catch any of this move. Now, we didn't have the risk, and that's why the system does not hold over earnings. I don't want this risk. I want the dust to settle, and then I want to be in when we can get something nice like this where it's moving consistently higher. You own options before earnings. Most of the time you're going to lose because the implied volatilities are so high. And in Netflix, I guarantee you these things were astronomical. Beautiful short in there. Great long in there. Great short in there. Awesome long in there. How can you not get excited about a system that gives you entry points like that? So Netflix is part of one of the symbol groups. Right now, I like the stock. Been very reliable. So if you don't know what a bull put spread is, please visit my website, www.oneoption.com. When you do that, you're going to see a pop-up window. It says register for a free bull put spread course. It's my online video course. It's about 3 hours long. I teach you everything. How to do the strategy, what to look for, where to place your stops, and then I actually have a second video that goes into actual trades. I like this trade, and I think you can probably do well on this. We'll take a quick look at what those options are currently at, and I'm not going to go out more than a week or two. We are talking about Netflix. It is a volatile stock, and so when I scroll down, I'll see what is at the money. And I think we're talking about doing a 455, 450. So we can't get a lot for that. We might have to go out one more week in March. Take another look here. I usually like to get $1 for these spreads. 455s are at 435, pretty wide bid-ask spread. And there we've got 370, so off the screen you could get at least 65 cents. With a wide bid-ask spread like that, you can probably get $1 for that spread. That's the first trade I like, is Netflix. If I continue to scroll down this list right here, I see Boeing. Boeing, huge breakout right here. Earnings related, incredible strength. We got on board with a very nice trade. In fact, Boeing's awesome because the option implied volatilities are very low relative to tech stocks. So these are cheap options. The stock's gone from 146 to 151. Like the move. Now, you can see that the last 3 days the market has been relatively flat. What has the stock done? It ran up, it consolidated, now it's breaking out to a new relative high. This stock will continue to grind higher. So here's how I would play it. I would buy in the money calls. Stock is currently at $151. I'd buy the 150 calls and I'd use 150 as a stop. Well, why 150? Because that was the prior high here. Prior high here. It's where the stock opened today. I want to see that momentum continue. Okay, I would not buy February's. I'd go into March. February's are going to expire in 2 days, and you don't want to be subjected to a little blip lower where those options expire worthless. So that would be a very risky play. If you're a day trader, go for it. But you need to be very nimble if that stock decides to reverse, but I like that breakout right there. So there's trade number 2. Now, I'm going to depart very quickly because I'm going to take you to the website, and then we're going to come back and look for another trade. And I want to tell you about 2 special offers that I'm running. One is on ETF Trader. This symbol group has been incredible. It includes QQQ, SPY, Gold, GLD, and TLT. You can see that our current positions are up about $14. That's calculated based on one little share of the underlying ETF. These things don't move that much. And when they do, those options at the money tend to be low option implied volatility options. So they have very high deltas. If you're trading at the money, delta of probably 0.6 or so. You can see our exits this month have been fantastic. This subscription is normally $300 per quarter. Sign up tonight. It's $249.95. I'm raising the price up tomorrow morning. So this is only a webinar special. And I'll tell you that I've been running this special and I've been talking about this as an investment vehicle because it goes long and short. So if we do happen to get into a bear market situation, you've got diversification across these asset classes, tech stocks, S&P 500, gold, bonds. And these are the most liquid options in the world. So you can leverage your capital. We were up on an annualized basis 24% in 2013. We're up 22% for all of last year. So those are incredible returns, and they don't include leverage at all. If you're trading options on this, even leaving a bunch of excess capital, you could easily be generating 100+%. I don't even want to talk about how much you could be making, but it much higher than that even. But we're talking about investments, so you would never want to have all of your capital at risk anyway. ETF Trader. We'll take a look at this. We'll take a look at some of the entry and exit signals. $249.95 per quarter. That's $50 off the regular price tonight. I'm going to go into, and you find that on the website by going to Sector and then clicking ETF Trader. Next, I'm going to show you High IV. This is normally $250 per quarter. It's $199.95. I did analysis on the performance last year, and if you had taken the trade signals, you would have been up 72% just trading the stock signals. 72%. Imagine what a little bit of leverage will do. These stocks are ideal for bull put spreads and bear call spreads. Watch the free video on my website. Subscribe to this. You're set. You can see we just got out of SCTY today. $10 gain. Open positions up 845. What you don't see on this table, because it hasn't updated yet, is we got long Zillow yesterday, Tuesday. The stock was up $18 today. $18. Talk about a fantastic entry. We'll take a look at that in a minute. You can buy options on the stocks in high IV. Because they're higher implied volatilities, they are really well suited for selling out of the money put and call premium. $199.95 per quarter. This is as low as you'll see it. Finally, 3,000 symbols gives you access to everything. I'm going to scroll down to the monthly subscription. This is normally $500 per month. Tonight you can sign up for $300 per month. It gives you access to every single thing that you see listed in the website. The platform is included. The scanner is included. You can access all these symbol groups through the website, or you can access them through the platform. Auto trading through Interactive Brokers is also available. I'm going to be changing my website in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and I'll tell you for sure I am not going to be offering a monthly subscription to everything. I am considering not offering a quarterly subscription. The only way you'll be able to get it is on an annual basis. And at this rate, you're basically paying month to month, and you're in at the annual rate. I'm going to sweeten the pot for anybody that signs up to this tonight. I will personally help you construct your first bull put spread. It's the side of the market I think you need to be on right now with this breakout. That trade should pay for the entire month. If you're willing to put up $2,000 in margin, I'm sure we can make about $500 on the trade. I want to get you on board. I want to see you make money. That's the only way that this works for everybody. So when you sign up, I'll send you instructions on how I'll communicate with you. We'll set up the first trade together, and you'll have a stop so you know where you need to exit. This is the monthly subscription to 3,000 symbols. So got 3 different deals. Got that monthly deal, 40% off tonight. You've got your ETF Trader, which, by the way, based on how the subscriptions are going to be changing and how I'm going to be charging in the future, this is going to be a really, really good deal. So I hope you sign up for it. I'm not going to say anything more about it than that. Finally, High IV, it's just been an incredible performer. Sign up for $200 tonight only. So let's take a look at, actually I'm going to go into one other symbol group here, and I want to show you, this is what, you don't have to, if you sign up for ETF Trader or for High IV, you don't have to have the platform. I mentioned earlier it's the best dollar a day you could spend, but you don't have to have it. You can log into the website, you can get all the information you need. You can even set up text and email alerts through the website. And I need to find a system that's currently had a trade. So I'm trying to think, maybe I'll go into commodities. That's got a lot. The system works great for commodities too. So here you can see I hope I didn't lose everybody. Can I have somebody tell me if they can still see my screen? I had a slight power surge here. Okay, excellent. Boy, that scared me. We are having some record cold weather as I record this, so I don't know if that's had an impact on it, but I just had a power surge and I thought I saw my screen flicker, so I'm glad everybody's on board here. In any case, this is how the reports look on the website. You can see the entry today. You can see we had an exit today on DBC. You can see the open positions, and you can see the exits this month, and you can see all of the entries and exits on the chart. So for instance, if I put in, you'll only be able to pull up the symbols that you currently have access to. So if I enter TLT, you'll be able to see that, which we have just been killing it on TLT. Look at that long right there. This was probably about a 700% gain if you bought options. 700% if you bought at the money options that had 3 months left of life, which is what I suggest doing for these. And I also held a webinar 2 weeks ago, and I said, my God, if you are in on this trade, take some profits, get out of the position. Well, now we're short, and that position is working out great as well. So my point was you don't have to sign up for the platform. You can get all the information from the website, but man, does the platform have some nice features. If you have an Interactive Brokers account, you can also pull in live feed, live quotes, and you can see intraday charts, 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30 hour, all those different intervals. You've got our expert ratings for each one of the stocks. This, by the way, is a liquidity gauge, which tells me how liquid the options are. This is proprietary, as are all of the tools. So I wanted to go through and show you. We'll take a look at high tech is one I wanted to look at because I'm going to give you a third trade. I love stocks that are in an uptrend, consolidate, and break out. Texas Instruments just gave us a buy signal yesterday. Love this breakout above 55.69. Now, here's the deal. It's getting a little bit stretched up in here. So I would not be buying calls on it unless it could prove to me that it's going to be able to take out that high at 58.19. If it can, then I would buy in the money calls, maybe the 57.50s in March, and I would ride it with a very tight stop because it's already had a decent run in here. But that doesn't mean that it can't continue to push higher. Let's say that the stock can't get through that new high and it starts to drift lower. I'm looking to enter anywhere in this range right here because it's still above the breakout. And if I enter here, my game plan is I'll exit at the breakout if it doesn't hold. So my loss is very, very contained in here because I've got maybe, at 56.47, I've got maybe half a point to 75 cents of heat that I can take on it before I stop out. But on that pullback, it's got a likelihood of testing, finding support, and then really taking off. So Texas Instruments is another one that I like. And the system's done well with Texas Instruments also. We'll take a look at some of the other, I'll just go through all of them. Look at this, Apple. This is the high tech symbol group. It's been excellent. Look at that entry on Apple. You bought Apple calls there. You're making a killing right now. Apple calls also tend to trade with a very low option implied volatility. And you're in for about 9 points right there. IBM, a little too choppy for my taste, but a nice entry right there. Gilead, good entry. VMware, a little too choppy for me. And I'm just going to go through a few of these. Here's the internet group, Amazon. Beautiful. Google. That's a nice entry. Google hasn't really gone anywhere for a while, so. High flyers. LinkedIn. Look at that entry. That is a $34 move. Netflix we already looked at. Love that. Las Vegas Sands. Here's another one you can add to the list. I like that right there. I like that horizontal breakout above 58.77. Stock has been able to continue to push higher. I probably would go out here and sell a 57.50, 52.50 bull put spread. That'd be my play right there. The stock has not been that strong relative to the market. I'm going to zoom out. And there you can see it's been in a longer term downtrend. So it has room to run if it does catch a bid in here. Problem is they've got a lot of exposure to China. In tonight's presentation, I told you I'm not real bullish on China right now. Their economy's been slipping. They're on holiday right now, and their trade numbers were just horrible a week and a half ago. This whole year, Greece is Greece, but China scares me more than anything. As China goes, so goes the market this year. That is my personal belief. So there's another trade for you, that LVS. I like that little mini breakout right here. And you can buy calls on it, but I would probably play it with a bull put spread. Just because it's been in a downtrend, I'd like to distance myself a little bit from the action in case it does pull back. So you can see all the great trades that we have there. That LinkedIn was, boy, was that sweet. Here's high IV. We'll go through those symbols real quick. Zillow, hello. We get long right here at 108. Look at that move. The stock was up $20 today. What do the arrows mean? Green arrow means buy. Blue arrow means stop. So we're out of the trade right there. Green arrow means get back in. If you see it go right from a red arrow, like here, to a green arrow, that means we pivoted. So we came down here, we exited the short, and we got long at the same time. You can see how well the system's done on Zillow. We're up about 114% versus 55% for buy and hold strategy. This is for the last 20 months, incidentally. The system's been running and producing real results for 20 months. We're coming up on 2 years in May. For solar, gorgeous entry. 3D, chopping around in here. We got long, had a little money, and probably stop out tomorrow if it drifts back lower, but no harm, no foul on that. To my point, still a good credit spread because you're selling that credit spread down below support here, and you've had over a week worth of time decay, which definitely helps. There's our SCTY trade right there. Talk about an entry, and that's also your bull put spread below support, selling to 47.50 put on that buy signal. Well, after about 3 days, and certainly after that move, whoosh, they vaporized. You buy the spread back in for pennies. If you had bought calls, you'd really be happy. There's your earnings announcement after the close. Stock is down $4 after the number. That's why I don't like holding over earnings. So we were in here. We took profits before the announcement. I'm glad we did. That is my recorded presentation tonight. We are right at the half-hour mark. I am going to come back and answer questions, but I'm going to stop the recorded portion. I do want to quickly review the special offers. 3,000 symbols. Click on the monthly. You can cancel after your first month if you don't like it. I think you're going to really like it. Everything you saw tonight is included. All this, everything in the platform, scanner, $300 per month, and I will help you put your first trade on, and we'll set up a game plan, and we'll have a stop. my belief is we're going to cover more than this expense on that trade. If you hover over sector, click on ETF Trader. You can buy it for $249.95. It's normally $300, and I can tell you based on future pricing, this is going to be a really good deal. Never mind that, the thing has been knocking the cover off the ball. It's been great on GLD, the TLT trades, SPY, we're up huge right now. It's well diversified. This is a great investment tool as well. So you can use it for speculation if you want to buy puts and calls. You could just trade the underlying ETF and generate about a 22% annual return over the last 20 months. Leverage it with margin, still trade the ETF. Now you're talking about 44% return. Where can you get that? You can automate that through Interactive Brokers as well. Finally, high IV, $199.95 per quarter. If you just traded these stocks last year based on the system signals, you'd be up 72%. I've already shown you all the great trades that we've been in and that we're getting out of. And that big Zillow winner today that was up about $17 on that buy signal. I hope to have you on board. If you're watching the recording, go back and take a look at the highlighted stocks, see how they performed since we recorded on February 18th. Thank you for attending. The rest of you, please hold on. I'll be back to answer your questions.